My friends, millions of people are quitting their jobs. Wage slaves are escaping from the wage cage. Here on the Daily Mail, the following headline says, "No end in sight to the labor shortage. More than half of Americans who lost their jobs during the pandemic say they've got no plans to return, with many saying they'll take another 6 months off work." Whoa! Wages are rising up, my friends. In fact, according to the latest data, the unemployment rate has fallen to 4.2%. This is the lowest it's been since before the pandemic. America has lost millions of jobs. Now, folks, we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about how employees everywhere are escaping from the wage cage. But before we do, remember to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon for updates for future content, and please share these videos with your family and friends and on social media. And speaking of escaping from the wage cage, a quick word from our sponsor. Introducing Webull. Webull is a convenient and easy trading app where you can buy and sell cryptocurrency and stocks. Join Webull today and deposit $5 to get 2 free stocks worth up to $1,400. Folks, it's basically free money. All you have to do is click the affiliate link down below in the description, deposit $5, and you could get up to $1,000 in free stock. Join today by clicking the affiliate link down below. And we're back. Okay, let's jump right in. According to a new poll, 53% of Americans who lost their jobs in the pandemic are not seeking new work. It signals the dire labor shortage will continue to hamper the economy. Job openings remain near record highs. Now, you might think, well, why is this happening? Is it because there's not enough jobs? Nope. According to the latest data, job openings remain at near record highs, with 10.4 million positions. It is an employee's market. So why don't people want to work? I believe it's very simple. People are tired of working for slave wages. Inflation is completely out of control. People no longer see the value of working for less than they are worth when they can't even buy food. Here the story says, more than half of the Americans who lost their jobs in the pandemic and remain unemployed are not interested in returning to work, according to a new survey suggesting that the dire national labor shortage is likely to persist. This poll was published on Thursday by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, which found that 53% of Americans who became unemployed during the pandemic are not looking for work. 56% said they can get by for more than 6 months before it becomes essential to return to full-time work. I believe this basically says the whole story. There's a narrative going around right now, especially on the internet, that your average retail employee has finally realized that they're just not being paid enough. Now, I know what you're thinking. Most people think that on some degree, but it's really become apparent during the pandemic. People are realizing that they're being screwed. I mean, think about all the people who kept working in retail when the pandemic barely started. You had a situation where the government was giving more money to people who are unemployed than the people who are actually working. People realized that government is a scam. It's all a scam. And because of that, people just do not want to participate in the system. It is not worth it. So many people are burning through their savings, and I assume maybe taking loans. I'm not sure how they're doing it, but many people are just not going to work. They refuse to work, at least until they run out of money. This, of course, means increasing problems for the supply chain, and with inflation, a lot of businesses across the country are struggling to fill millions of open positions. As of September, the number of job openings nationwide remain near at record high, so a lot of people are quitting their jobs to find better jobs with better payment. Before the pandemic, basically, it was impossible to get a job, and you were going to be given like barely, maybe a few bucks more than minimum wage. Now we have positions. I've seen so many "we're hiring" signs. When I go out, I've seen it at Starbucks. I've seen it at 7-Eleven. I've seen them everywhere. And they're saying, we're offering $18 an hour. $18! When I was working in retail, when I was working at Lowe's, you know how much they paid me? Even though the job was extremely difficult, I worked in the paint department. Trust me, folks. I had to do like 5 different jobs. It was ridiculous. Luckily, for now, I just do YouTube, and honestly, I'm pretty much making minimum wage, making YouTube videos. If you want to support this channel, join me on Patreon or Subscribestar. You know, if you want to help support a unmonetized, demonetized channel. But I want to talk about the economy and where we're headed because trust me folks, it's nowhere good. You know, we have a lot of these boomers, and no offense to boomers, there are a lot of based boomers, but there's a lot of people out there who keep asking the question, why aren't millennials having kids? Why aren't millennials buying houses?
Am I so out of touch? No, it's the children who are wrong.
Buddy, maybe it's because they can't afford it. Here in the Daily Mail, just 18% of US households are nuclear families, with a married couple and children, down from 40% since the 1970s, and the lowest since 1959. According to the Census Bureau, only 17.8% of households are married parents with children under the age of 18. This is insane. You see, in 1959, there was tons of nuclear families. Everyone had a house, everyone had a white picket fence, and everyone had kids. Millennials are not having kids. Why do you think that is? Because they cannot afford a family. You can't get a retail job and afford a family. It's just not possible. Now, there's another big reason that people are quitting their jobs. Check this story out. Looters steal $5 million worth of products from 15 cannabis shops in San Francisco Bay. In a single month, one business owner insists it is safer to sell on the streets illegally. Well, honk honk and welcome to Clown World. You may have heard about the string of smash and grabs, roving gangs of criminals who come to your storefronts, smash the windows, and steal millions of dollars worth of merchandise. This is happening all over the country. Here the story says, cannabis shops around San Francisco Bay Area have been thrown into dire straits as gangs of thieves broke into more than 15 shops throughout November during the series of smash and grab robberies that are plaguing California. Oakland Police Chief Ronnie Armstrong told reporters that hundreds of vehicles targeted marijuana stores in Oakland last month, firing 175 shots and stealing about $5 million worth of products. Alfonso, Tucky Blunt owner of Blunts & More, told the MJ Biz Daily that his store lost about $25,000 during a November 22nd raid, where more than a dozen burglars ransacked the store. He says, quote, I know 25 or so businesses that got hit. And out of all of those, the percentage I know that told me they may not be able to reopen is about 50%. That's scary, Blunt said. He says, quote, I was safer and had more money selling on the street illegally. This is the scary reality for companies today. Businesses are being razed to the ground in these big cities, usually run by Democrats, who have decriminalized stealing. In California, for example, it is no longer a felony to steal less than $900 worth of goods. In reality, this means that people get a bunch of their friends, and each person steals less than $900. No one is charged with a felony, and they're back out on the street the very next day. So it's clear to me that employees are not just quitting because they're not making enough money, but because working conditions are simply not safe. And of course, our government is covering up the truth. I want to show you a tweet by President Joe Biden. He says, we have incredible news that our unemployment rate has fallen to 4.2%, a level experts did not expect us to achieve until 2024. We've created 588,000 jobs per month on average this year, a record. America is back to work, and our job recovery is going strong. Wow, what a load of baloney. We just talked about these numbers, and we didn't add 500,000 jobs. We added barely 200,000 new jobs. This is how they lie to you. He says 580,000 new jobs on average. On average? Yeah, in other words, you're full of it. For those of you wondering about the stock market and crypto, I wouldn't be too worried. Right now, things are dipping because of the new jobs numbers, because of the Omni variant, which actually does not look to be that bad. The World Health Organization, for example, says no one has really died from the Omicron variant, despite the fact the new strain has been spotted in over 38 countries. So have no fear. Me and many others are buying the dip. I think the bull run for crypto is not over, and that stocks will recover. So nothing to worry about in my opinion. Things are going to eventually pick up. I'm thinking Q1 2022. But that, my friends, is merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about this story? Let me know by commenting down below in the comment section. As always, support the channel by joining me on Patreon or Subscribestar. as this channel is currently not monetized. It is supported by viewers like you. A special thanks to Mel for your fabulous donation. I really appreciate it. It's coming to me at a very good time, but don't worry, the bull run is definitely not over. I expect things to continue. Anyways, thanks for watching. This has been Mr. Obvious, and I'll see you all next time.